from first number to the end number. Okay. Okay, let's see the algorithm. Okay. Okay, so this is the solution. Program name, okay, and then dictionary. Dictionary, we will use 3 integer here, n and m as the limit. Okay, as user will give input for n and m. I is the number to be printed in the script. Okay, next about the algorithm. First, we will take input from the user. It is stated on the problem description, right? The inputs are 2 integers. Okay. You have to follow it by writing this statement, input and m. And then this is the loop. For I equal to n. Okay, so this is the starting point. When I is n to m, because the question mentioned that you have to print from n to m, right? Okay, so please be aware what this limit. And then what is the action? What is the action? The action is to print. So you will write output here. Output I and for and program. Okay. Okay, for example, what we will get if, for example, m is 2 and m is 4. Okay, so here 2 and 4. The counter, so in for loop, usually we call the variable as a control for the repetition as counter. So usually we call it as counter. Okay, counter. What is the initial value of I? This is, okay, we can iteration 1, for example, iteration 1, I is 2, right? I is 2, and what the program will execute like this, right? Okay. Next, iteration 2. I will be incremented to 3, right? So, in default, the incremental of the counter is by 1. Okay, so 1 by 1. You can modify the step to, for example, to 2 or 3, but the default is to increment by 1. And this is also output 3. Next, iteration 3, I is 4. Okay, so this is the end, right? Because for I from n to m, and m is 4. Okay, I is 4, and the output is 4. Okay. After this iteration, it will go to iteration 4 or not? No, okay, because this one m. Okay. This is the value of m, and the loop stops when m is when I equal to m. Okay, is there any question for the pseudocode? And this is the translation in Go language. Okay, this is to declare the variable. Oh yeah, I forgot that I think I haven't explained to you about constant. So different to variable. If we define a variable, usually we don't do some initialization, value initialization, because in the program body, the value will be usually changed for variable. But sometimes we have one value that will be used as the same value from the beginning to the end of the program. For example, when we design a program to calculate the area of a circle, the formula involves feet, right? Okay. It won't be changed. The value won't be changed. So we have to declare it as constant. So that is the difference between constant and variable. Okay, back again to this translation to Go language. Okay, and this is the instruction to read the input from the user. Okay, I believe you already familiar with this statement. Okay, scan. You can scan. And this is to define a loop using for statement. For I equal to n, to I less than equal to n. So the value of I changing from n to n plus 1, n plus 1, n plus 2, etc. until n. Okay? And this is the step here, I plus plus. Okay? So it will be increment plus 1. And this is to print to the script. You can print F, Y print F. Anyone know? This is actually to denote some format. I think in one of the video I shared to you, an exercise, there is about sector character, if I'm not mistaken. I use %C, right? This is the print character. If you want to print integer, then you can use this %D. %D means that I will be printed as integer. Okay. Is there any question, especially the report? No? Clear, right? Okay. The next exercise. Next, about the password. Okay. Yeah.
Alaulah.
Ya, nggak obvious.
Alaulah, jangan lupa. Alaulah, jangan lupa.
Okay, let's see about this problem description. How to solve this problem? Okay, so what is the data type for the input? Integer. Good. How to take the first and the last digit? How to take the first and the last digit? Because you have to add up the first and the last digit, right? The input will be always in 4 digits. How to Okay, so the first digit must be represent 1,000 number, right? Okay, so you have to divide it by 1,000. Okay, good. And how about the last digit? How to take the last digit? Modulo by
10.
10. Good. Okay. And we will read about the input. Input is in the form of an integer n that represents the number of numbers. So this is not a good sentence, I think. So first, the user will give you how many numbers that will be processed. Okay. For example, this is 3. It means that there are 3 numbers to be processed. Okay, got it about this number? What does it mean? What the computer should do when they read 3? The computer must read 3 lines. They must read the next 3 lines, right? Okay. So computer is not a human. You have to tell them what line that they should read. Okay, so they have to read the next 3 lines. Okay. And then after this, what should the computer do is to add up the first and last digit of a 4-digit number. Okay. And then this is the result. Okay, let's go to the solution. Okay, so this is the solution. We will declare the variable for n, how many lines that should be processed, and then I is the counter, so this is I. Okay. The counter for loop. Okay, so for I equal to 1 to n represents how many times the computer should read the line. And then sum here, sum is to store the operation. This is called initialization. Okay. The initialization, usually we have to declare it before the loop. So every time one line is executed, the result will be calculated. Okay. Will be add incrementally. Okay, so sum for the initialization, sum is 0 because there is no line that already processed. In this block, this is one line. Okay, there is initialization for I to n do input number. So because in every line the computer will need input, right, from the user, he will take input. And this is the first digit, and this is the last digit. And then the addition of the first and the last digit will be incremented with sum. Okay, so now what you need to do is back again to the slide. For example, our input is 3. Okay, go to the next slide. 3. Next. Okay, next. Okay, write down what is the result of each iteration. Okay. So for example, if the input is like this, write down for each iteration. Okay. You will learn on how the computer process this algorithm. Okay, write down. For example, iteration number 1. I is equal to 1. And then the input is 2, 0, 2, 2. And what is the value of D1? What is the value of D4? And what is the value of sum? Next, go to iteration number 2. What is the value of I? What is the value of D1, D4, and sum? Okay. Please write down the result of each iteration in your own tool. Okay, then you can type it on your computer also. But you have to understand what value of each variable on each iteration. Okay. 5 minutes. You don't have to see the code and try to write it. Okay, you don't have to. Just use paper and pencil, or just use some other text editor. What I ask you is not to get the result of each iteration from the code. No, from the Google code. No, but from the pseudocode. Okay. If you have problems in Go, still not Yes, to find what is the value of each variable on each iteration. The two is the first iteration, zero is the second. Okay, so what is iteration here? The variable denotes the number of iteration is n. Okay? How many inputs? How many lines that should be proceed? This is the iteration. So if the input consists of 3 lines, it means that you have to understand what is the value of each variable here on each iteration. Understood? When the user types 201, what is the value of G1? What is the value of G4? What is the value of sum? This is all. Yes, right?
Okay, so the number is
So this is the number, okay? Divide by, yeah.
that number.
Yes, according to this code. Okay, so in this example, the value of I, the count n is 3, right? The value of n is 3, right? Okay, in this example, other example, of course, it can be 2 or 5 or 10 or any other positive number. Okay. On iteration number 1, the first iteration is when I equal to 1, right? And now the number is in this example is 2022. What is the value of D1?
4. 2.
The first digit, right?
Yes.
First digit 2. What is the value of D4? 2.
2.
Okay. Mod 10. The number is mod 10, also 2. And what is the value of sum?
4.
D1 plus D4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus the previous value of sum. What is the previous value of sum before iteration? 0, the initialization. So 0 plus 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Okay, this is the first iteration. Next, the second iteration. The value of I is increment by 1, right? So the value of I is 2. And the number is 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? What is the value of D1? 4. What is the value of B4? 1. Yes. What is the value of sum? The previous value of sum is 4. Okay? The previous value, the value of sum on previous iteration. Got it? Accumulated. The value of sum will be incremented by accumulation. Okay? 4 plus D1 is 4 and D4 is 1. So the value of sum will be 9. Okay. Okay, now last iteration. What is the value of I? The third iteration, what is the value of I? 3. Right? What is the value of number? 5, 5, 7, 8. What is the value of D1?
5.
5. What is the value of D4? 8. What is the value of sum? The previous value of sum is 9 plus 5 plus 8 equal to 22, right? Okay, go back to the previous slide, please. Okay, the answer is 22. Why do we need to add sum and D1 and D4? Based on the problem description, okay? Add up the first and the last digit of 4-digit number and it is executed previously. Based on how many numbers given to the computer. Okay? So, again, you have to understand the problem first. And then you can design the algorithm. Please go to the next slide. Okay. And this is the translation to the Go language. Is there any question to this translation?
Miss,
Yes.
there is no output on the code on the translation.
Okay. Yeah. Also in this algorithm also no output, right?
Yes.
So actually after N4 you have to write output sum. Otherwise the sum value won't be appear on the screen, right? Also this is after the for block, okay? Empty the 3. Okay, 3 like this also. Sum. Okay. Okay, so pay attention to the block. All action inside the for statement should be written a little bit to the right. You have to use indentation. Because if you miss some indentation, it will raise an error. Okay, any other question? Yes, please.
What if we have to choose the first number and the second number of the four?
It depends on the question, right? Okay, okay. Since the number always in 4 digits, okay, take the first digit is to give by 1000, right? Okay. What if we will take the second number? What do you think?
Mod by 1000.
Mod by 1000?
Mod by 1000 and then
Mod
divide
by
by
1000.
100.
Okay, sometimes it could not be executed only by one step, right?
Yeah.
You will have,
Two
okay,
step.
for example, mod by 1000. And then next, give by 100, right? Yeah. The same also goes to the third digit. The third unit you will have to the result of this. Okay. You can use like this. Okay, so
Double mode.
this is the first digit is divided by 1000. If divided by 100, mod 100 is 23, right? Mod 100 and then divide 10. Okay, so this is to take the third digit. Okay. Okay, any other question? No, if no, you can go to the exercise. Okay. The exercise session. Okay, so please write the algorithm for this exercise. Exercise number 1. Write an algorithm to print the string n times. The input consists of 2 lines. The first line represents a non-negative integer. The number represents the number of how many times the string will be printed out. The second line represents the string to be printed out. And on the right hand side, there's an example on the output. Okay, write down the algorithm in pseudocode.
Agak bisa terus.
Finish? Okay. You can see the previous example. So you can use the same thing, template with previous example.
Salah. Tes 3.
Let's write the pseudo code. Okay, so
Oh,
I will tell you
bisa.
that on some structure, what you have to master is the template. For example, on for statement, what you need to remember is for a statement, you will always need the counter. Jangan sampai lupa counter. Ya, counternya apa nanti? Oke. Print string, and then dictionary. What variable that we need?
And the word.
The number represent how many times the string will be printed out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, n. What is the data type? Integer. So it must be integer and positive integer. Okay? Because this is represent how many times the string will be printed out. Next, what variable that we need to declare? For the string, right? Okay. For example, we use word here. A string. You can use a different variable name, but the data type should be correct. Perhatikan data types-nya ya, harus benar. Karena kalau enggak nanti nggak bisa kan, nggak cocok. It won't be match to the description on the problem description. Okay. Next, go to the algorithm. The algorithm will take two inputs, right? Okay. And word. Do we need any initialization before we go to the loop block? No. The easiest way to know whether we need initialization or not, if the loop involves some cumulative operation, usually we will need some initialization. Okay? Like our previous example, because we have to add some on each iteration, it means that we should define the initialization. But here, we won't do any operation that needs initialization. Okay? And then, we go to the loop block. What is the general template? For, okay, for, and then, okay, so maybe we will need a variable for counter. Remember that usually we need counter, and the usual variable name is I. Okay, if you browse over the internet, I usually represent counter for loop. Okay, so for I, starting from I equal to 1. Okay, good. 2, mulai dari 1 kan? Di printnya berapa kali sih? 1. Okay, 2 and good. Okay, and go to the action. Here is a block for the action. What action should be done in each iteration? Aksi apa sih harus dilakukan untuk tiap iterasi? Print, right? So we will write output. Word. Okay? Finished? Is there any action should be executed? No, no other action. So we close it with and for and program. Okay, so what are things you should remember is the element of this loop. Right? The counter, when to start, when to stop, and then the action. What is the action that should be executed? This is the when. This is when, right? And this is what Actions. When you translate it to go language, you will also translate it line by line and using the same segmentation also. Okay, is there any question? Yes, please. Can we put Okay, good question from your friend. Why in this example the input statement is written before the loop block? This is because we only need to take input one time without repetition. In a previous example, the program will take input on each iteration, right? Okay, different to this question. So in this loop block, you have to write any action that should be executed more than one time. Should be executed repeatedly. Outside the loop block, there is action that will be executed only one time. Okay, any question? After you understand the second code, you can try to translate it in Go. But I won't recommend you to directly go to the code because this topic is actually a little bit challenging. Okay? If you could understand what the pseudocode, I can guess that you will have a difficulty when you implement it Go. So try to understand it first, write some pseudocode. After you understand, and then go to the Go language. Yes, please.
Ah, sabar, gue benerin. Ah, tolol gua ini satu bukan nol.
Okay, I forget to inform you. Here, the input is written in a separate line. Okay, but in this separate code, I merge this input taking. Okay, if you want your program will be executed exactly as the example, you have to put it in separate instructions. Okay, so write it. input and next input word. Okay, like this. Okay, is there any other question?
Nah, akhirnya go.
Okay, is there any other question? Yeah. Okay. Please write down the table code for this exercise.
Push up.
Okay. After you can write the table code and then try to translate it. Okay. So the first number here represents how many square that should be crossing. Okay. So what does 3 mean? The next line consists of 3 lines. What does 2 mean? The next line consists of 2 lines. Okay. Okay, I will call you by name. Okay, I will call you by name to write down the solutions in a board. Okay. Okay, you want to over here? I will ask our volunteer first. So for anyone who answer the exercise correctly, and then he or she won't be obligated to do the assignment. So tomorrow I will give you assignment or homework. And then for anyone who already answered the exercise in class and the answer is correct, and then automatically he or she will get 100. So, who will be the volunteer for this exercise? Yeah, I will give you 5 more minutes to think about this solution. I think you are right with the solution. Disuruh ujian. Also tiny. Yeah, maybe empty space.
Oh bentar,
Additional slide.
udah dapat jawabannya kan? Ya udah. Berarti
yang draft.
hah?
Yang draft.
Gua tambahin syarat baru aja buat jawaban.
Yeah. Please add additional.
Oke, Miss.
If it's wrong,
It's okay.
Dah. Udah, tuh. Gede.
nggak bisa kan?
Gimana bang? Gimana bang? Gua mau tahu. Kamu kepo?
Okay, thank you, Shafiq. Okay. Okay, so the question is to take some numbers that we first take how many square that we will calculate the area and also the perimeter. Okay. So in the dictionary, okay, so I think this is for the number of square, and okay, I is for the counter, x is the side, I think the square side, and then y is the area, and z is for the perimeter. Okay, so go to the algorithm. Input here is to take how many square that will be calculated. Okay, and then here the loop. Okay, on the loop you will process some numbers. Okay, what should be completed here is the initial value of I, the start number for the counter. This is the counter, right? Starting from 1. Okay, so you have to write for E equal to 1. You have to write it. What is the starting number? 2n. And refer to the input on previous line. Okay, so you don't have to specify the number for s because it depends on the input. Next, what should you do in the loop block? For example, this is the input is 3, right? And then on each iteration, you will ask the input for the side. Okay? So, you will have to take input for the side. Without taking input, the value of x is undefined. Understood? Without this line, without taking input of x, what is the value of x here? Undefined. Except you perform assignment. So for example, it can be, for example, x is 4. This is hard coded. So you write the value of x inside your code. This is not taking input. So pay attention to this question. Do we need to take input, or can we directly make an assignment inside the code. This is called hard code. Okay. If you use input, it means that the input can be changing based on the user input. But if you do hard code, it cannot be updated. It cannot be changed. Okay. After that, we calculate the area and the perimeter. Plus, we output the area and the perimeter. The area and the perimeter is for each square, right? So it is inside the loop block. Jadi semua ini yang dieksekusi. Okay, please pay attention on the indentation. Okay, so you have to write in a straight line. You will need to use the same indentation. For every instruction here inside the loop block, you have to use the same indentation. Okay? Because it is an indicator of what action that will be executed repeatedly. Okay. And then after that, and for loop block, because there is no other action that should be executed. And outside the loop block, is there any action also that should be executed? No? Okay, if no, and then you can go to end progress. Okay, is there any question? Clear? Okay, good. Okay, so this is the next exercise. Okay.
Man, kau kan man?
Hah?
Siapa sih?
Gak ada. Gue kan di sini, Cok.
Ini aku masih bisa pakai remote.
Lo nulis. Oh, ya udah. Bentar, sabar coy. Sabar coy, sabar anjing. Udah tuh. Keren. Sabar. Belum gua masukin pen soalnya. Udah.
Belum, Cok. Oke lah.
Sabar lah anjing.
Oh, gede banget, Man.
Tulisan kau lah.
Keren dong.
Hah?
Hapusin.
Bilang.
Kontrol delete all.
Beda. Gedein nggak apa-apa, kan ada space besar tuh buat nulis.
Buset, pisang buncit baca, nggak bohong lah.
Hah?
Pisang buncit.
Ya apa bedanya anjir sama gua?
Atau tadi ya?
Apa iya kids?
Iya.
Real J.
Iya. Gede banget.
Anjing lu ya.
Bukan ini.
Sabar.
Jangan Man.
Andunya seberapa?
Andunya sama dengan aja. Lama. Iya. Andu Man. Sip.
Sabar itu penghapus.
Oh.
Sabar itu penghapus. Dah.
Sabar aku, Bang. Setelah panjang nih.
Oke. Mas, badminton Mas. Oh.
For pakai ada bawah sih?
Enggak tahu.
For
Underline. Ya.
Beneran berarti? Ya dulu lah. Kasih info.
apa lagi ya?
Apa iya kids?
Ayo.
Okay, let's see the answer here. Okay. So the input consists of two parts. The first part represents how many numbers that will be calculated, right? So this is, it means that there are three numbers to be calculated. Okay. And here is the number that will be calculated to take the average of these numbers. So first, for the dictionary, we need to take two inputs, right? The first one is to represent this number. The second one, M, is to represent this. Why do we only need one variable for this number? Because it will be executed repeatedly, right? So if we put it inside the loop, we can reuse the same variable up until this. Clear or not? So you don't have to define like 10 or 100 variable to store for each pattern. No. So N is for the number of to store the number of numbers that will be calculated, and M is the number that will be processed. Okay. Next here, okay, sum. Okay, same. Yeah, it should be also defined in the dictionary. Okay. Sum is to store the accumulation of this number, because we need to understand how to process. Computer will process the data consecutively. It means that at one time, for example, when reading 1, what should they do? They should calculate the total, right? So for example, you have 3 items. Each item has a weight, right? How to calculate the average of the weight? You have to take a note on what is the weight of the first item. Add the second item weight. Add the third item weight. Last, you count the average. Okay? So that's why here we need sum, okay, to store the total. And it needs to be initialized by 0. By 0 because before going to the loop block, of course the total will be 0. Okay? And then this is for the loop block. I is the counter and I starting at 1. Okay? To N. Okay. I have also to mention that in maybe the majority of programming languages, the counter usually starts at 0. Okay? If you use 0 as the starting number, it means that at the end, don't forget to minus 1. Okay? So don't confuse. If you look at some examples, if they use counter starting at 0 and ends at n minus 1. Because informatics usually count start at 0, not 1. Okay? but it will also no problem if you use starting at 1. Okay. For I starting at 1 to end. Okay. This is refer to the first input, and then on each iteration the program will take input. Okay. And then the program will update the sum. Sum is the previous sum value plus f, the current input. Okay, this is the action that should be executed inside the loop block. After that, after we finish to calculate all numbers, what we need to do? We need to do is to calculate the average. Okay, the average is based on the last sum divided by n. Last we output the average. Okay, so please pay attention on what action, what instruction that should be put before the loop block, inside the loop block, and also after the loop block. Okay, is there any question? No? Okay. Okay. Go to the next exercise. We still have two more.
Oke, gue udah dapat. Misalkan.
Okay, please discuss with your friend about the algorithm to calculate the factorial.
Sabar. Oh, mau difoto? Gue barusan foto.
You can share it to group.
Ntar gue share cuy. Ntar gue share. Ye. Ntar gue share full. Nantilah, belum beres. Full PPT, bukan cuma satu soal doang. Sambil satu. Ini kan
is the explanation, right? Okay. If you want to use a decrease order, so you can in Golang you can use like minus, okay, minus. But we also can use an increment value, right? Okay. From 1 to value. If it increase, and then you can use like this, for example, 4i equal to 5, 10, down to 1. Okay, if you want to have a decrease order, you can use down to.
Sini satu. Ganti satu di input sama ini kan M itu di atas ini itu M itu oh, ini input
Thank you.
bukan dikalikan pasang, nanti mungkin rasanya sama dijumlahkan.
Ini ada missing number, right? Okay, so for example, 3 factorial means 1 multiplied by 2 by 10. Like this, right? Is it correct? This is what you mean. Because from 1 to n, right? Yeah. Okay. So you can use like this, or you can use like this, right? Okay. And here, this is the initialization. We use 1. Why? Because it involves multiplication. To make the value remain the same, so we need to set the initial value as 1. Because if you set it as 0, what will happen? The result will be always 0, right? Because any number multiplied by 0 and the result will be 0. Okay? Yes, yeah, the crank is up, right? Okay, so next I will go fast about this. And then here is to represent this multiplication. Okay? Their homework before we go home after this is to check whether this operation correctly represents this factorial. Okay? Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow at 9:30. I also already shared the slide for while and with Matkul on the group. Please read it because it will be more difficult than 4. Okay? Okay, good evening everyone. See you tomorrow.